I was just a shadow in my own plan, counting dreams, holding books in my hand. Then you came crashing like a storm through my sky. Danger in your smile, but truth in your eyes. And I swore I'd never fall, but you made me break my walls. It started as a game, but my heart won't be the same. It's a dare to love, a risk I'm taking, a flame in the dark, a fire worth saving. I was safe, I was strong, but I needed something more. So I'm daring to love. You're the noise that keeps me wide awake, but the song I never...
Ella Johnson believed in plans. Her entire life had been one long list of goals written in the back of a worn-out diary her mother bought her when she was 12. By the time she turned 16, she had already decided her future: graduate secondary school with distinctions, get a scholarship to one of the top universities in Nigeria, study medicine, and become the first doctor in her family. And she was on track. At 18, Ella was in her final year at Royal Crown High School in Lagos. While most of her classmates obsessed over makeup trends, TikTok dances, and who was dating who, Ella's world revolved around textbooks, library hours, and late-night reading sessions by candlelight whenever NEPA struck. She wore her uniform neatly, always tucked in, socks pulled high, her braids in a simple ponytail. People called her Nerd Queen, a title meant as mockery, but she carried it with quiet pride. The one thing Ella couldn't stand: distractions. And the biggest distraction in Royal Crown was Mikel Williams. Mikel wasn't just popular. He was infamous. Tall, with a lean athletic frame from being the school's star basketball player, Mikel had the kind of smile that could melt even the strictest teacher's anger. His uniform was always slightly roughened, tie loose, shirt untucked, collar popped. Girls swooned when he walked past, boys wanted to be him. He was reckless, loud, and always at the center of trouble. Rumor had it he once scaled the school fence just to buy suyo during prep time. Another time, he was caught fighting with students from another school over a girl. If Ella was the school's saint, Mikel was its devil. And saints and devils had no business colliding. At least, that's what Ella thought, until that Friday night. It started like any other school week. Friday afternoon, Ella was bent over her chemistry notes in the library, pencil tapping against the desk as she solved more concept problems. She barely noticed when Kayamika, her best friend, slipped into the seat beside her. "Ella, I beg close that book," Kayamika whispered, pulling her hand away from the paper. "You'll soon marry your textbooks if you're not careful." Ella chuckled softly. "Better my textbooks than one of those unserious boys roaming around." Kayamika rolled her eyes. "Not all of them are unserious. Anyway, there's a party tonight. Seniors only. Tom's hosting at his father's guest house. Everyone will be there." Ella frowned. "You know I don't do parties." "Exactly why you should come. You're always reading." "For once, breathe small." Ella hesitated. Parties meant loud music, sweaty dancing, gossip, and wasted time. She had exams coming. But Kayamika clasped her hands together, pleading with exaggerated puppy eyes. "Please, Ella. For me. You won't regret it. Besides," she lowered her voice, "Mikel will be there." "I don't care," Ella replied too quickly. Kayamika teased, grinning. "See, as you rushed that answer. You care small." Ella shook her head, returning to her notes. "The only thing I care about is passing WAC and getting my scholarship. I'm not like those girls chasing after him. He's dangerous." Kayamika supplied with a smirk. Ella sighed. "Exactly." Still, later that evening, Ella found herself standing in front of the mirror in her small bedroom, adjusting the simple off-shoulder top and jeans Kayamika had insisted she borrow. Just for tonight, Ella told her reflection. Then back to normal tomorrow. The party was already in full swing when they arrived. Music boomed through speakers, Afrobeat rhythms vibrating the walls. Colored lights flickered across the crowded living room where students danced, laughed, and shouted over each other. The air smelled of fried meat, cheap perfume, and teenage recklessness. Ella clutched Kayamika's hand like a lifeline as they pushed through the crowd. She felt out of place, like a misplaced chess piece on the wrong board. That was when she saw him. Mikel Williams, leaning casually against the balcony railing, a red cup in hand. His laughter carried above the music, smooth and careless. A group of girls hovered around him, hanging on to every word, while his friends cheered him on. Ella's stomach tightened, though she quickly reminded herself she wasn't one of his admirers. She had no business looking in his direction. Yet, when his eyes swept across the room and locked onto hers, she froze. For a moment, just a second, Michael's smile faltered. Then it returned, wider, almost mischievous. He lifted his cup slightly in greeting. Ella turned away immediately, it rising to her cheeks. "Kayamika, I told you this was a bad idea," she muttered. Kayamika only grinned. "Relax. Tonight might surprise you." Surprise was an understatement. Because an hour later, Ella Johnson, the girl who lived by rules and schedules, found herself sitting in a circle on the living room floor, surrounded by loud, excited classmates. And at the center of it all? A spinning bottle. "Truth or dare," someone shouted as the bottle slowed, pointing directly at Ella. The room erupted in cheers. "Ella Johnson," one boy hollered. "The Nut Queen herself." Ella's heart pounded. She had only joined the circle because Kayamika had dragged her in. Now all eyes were on her, and worst of all, the person sitting directly across from her was Mikel Williams. His gaze burned with amusement, like a cat spotting an easy prey. "Truth or dare?" the boy beside her asked. Ella swallowed. If she chose truth, she knew they'd bombard her with embarrassing questions about crushes or her boring lifestyle. If she chose dare, well, who knew what reckless thing they'd come up with? She straightened her shoulders. "Dare." The crowd roared in approval. Mikel leaned forward, smirk curling his lips. "I have the perfect one," he said, his voice smooth yet dangerous. The room quieted, waiting. His eyes never left Ella's as he spoke. "Kiss me. Or date me for a month." The word sliced through the air like a blade. Gasps echoed. Laughter broke out. Someone shouted, "God I beg. Mikel won't finish this girl tonight." Ella's breath caught. She stared at him, speechless, her mind spinning. This wasn't part of her plan. Not at all. And yet, as the circle erupted with chants of "kiss him. Kiss him," Ella realized her life was about to change forever.
It's just a foolish game, but now nothing feels the same. It's a dare to love, a risk you're taking, a